A big welcome and/or welcome back to Fredericks Fitness. This is week 4, and you're going to see all 4 days of training in this video. With a lot to cover, we're going to go ahead and get started right away. First on the list is volume. The amount of reps that you'll see in the video for each exercise, especially compound core exercises like the squat, bench press, we have eliminated a lot of the warm-up repetitions that have been completed. More specifically said, the warm-up reps from starting with the barbell to the top set that you'll see here to be 205. I've only been completing a complete count of 3 repetitions on the build-up. This is different from higher volume that I was completing in the past. I feel like this way of, recycling volume or using it in a later time frame of the session, I've been able to definitely see increases on the barbell. Not only that, I've been able to manage the fatigue that I've been experiencing throughout the training sessions a lot better. Throughout the rest of the exercise for day 1, we can see some shoulder flies, as well as a chest-supported rowing pattern. Both are feeling great. The progression is definitely seen, not only through the weight, which I'm trying not to increment too much because of the volume that I'm keeping with these exercises. However, on week 4, the amount of sets that were completed complements the volume really well. Not only were the pumps good, but the breakdown is amazing. Not super fatigued after these workouts, but that doesn't mean that I am not experiencing fatigue. That moves on to the next topic. Fatigue has definitely set in. It's definitely just a response from the amount of weight that I'm loading on these compounded or key exercises, like you'll see here in the bench press. This is day 2 to note, and of course the warm-up, as mentioned before, was very, very similar, with the repetitions or the volume being lower, and on the top sets there, I was hitting 3 to 5, but this was definitely an exhausted day going into it. I think I hit 3 top sets, 3 repetitions with 3 top sets, and then took some weight off and went for a bit of a volume on the last bit. I think it was 5 repetitions with 155. Moving on through day 2, you'll see some more accessory work such as dumbbell curls. As well, we switched things up and included some calf work. I've got the 25 hooked onto a belt here, just going through high repetitions as it is an accessory, using a lot of reps just to get that breakdown in. And as well, took the 25 off afterwards, finished things up with a nice myo repetition, I guess you could say, some high endurance work. I would pause at the top, get a good stretch at the bottom, the key stuff. In day 3, we see here the good morning exercise that we've been completing for not only overall postural growth, but I guess we could say more specifically hamstring glute development. This exercise works well for me. I can say that earlier in my training days, I didn't always like a good morning. That's just my own personal experience. However, I guess this is just me saying pick exercises that work for you. If you want more on that, go back to the exercise explain video. I can link that above. Regardless, going through these exercises felt great. The repetitions felt smooth. Again, kept the same volume principles as we worked our way up to the top sets. On week 4, completing a lot more top sets than we were, of course, in week 1. That's just how this incremental periodization strategy is working. Finishing day 3 up with the dumbbell rows, moving on to the skull crushers. And of course, you can note that the skull crusher variation has differentiated a little bit using the barbell instead of dumbbells. That's not something I do recommend changing halfway through a routine, or I guess you could say weeks of training, but it just felt like it would work well, and that I did switch, and it's continuing to do well. You'll see here the day 4, last day of training of the week. I'm going through some repetitions of the bench press. I felt the volume here was definitely fatiguing. Again, top sets are a lot higher than they are in week 1. A couple more things to note before the end of this video are the fact that if you'd like to see full, uncut, non-sped up videos, I will post one of them this week. It's going to be a longer video, but if that's what you'd like to see, feel free to check it out. Also, like to mention that if you'd like to get some tips or more additional information on what you see here, check out the Patreon that you can see linked below. Not to mention, if you made it this far in the video, as always, I appreciate your support. That's why we continue to do these. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. As school continues to get a little bit more intense, I'm definitely gonna have to slow these videos down. So week 5 might come out a little later, as you've seen week 4 did as well. Regardless, I appreciate your support and thanks for bearing with us. If you'd like to see any specific content other than my weekly training, leave it in the comments box below. As always, eat your food, invest your time, and take care, fellow gainers.